happening? What's going on, y'all? So first, I want to say welcome to the Active Auntie's YouTube channel. I'm your Active Auntie here to get you to be living an APMU fit lifestyle. It's a movement. It challenges you. And I'm just excited to just give back to anyone out there that may need a little bit of encouraging. You know, I am uplifting right now. So that's the goal. That's the goal. That's the purpose of this channel. And I share a little bit of my story, you know, a little bit of my testimony of how I got led here, and just hopefully encourage, keep someone out there encouraged, because that's the goal. Just keep people encouraged to just keep pushing through. But yeah, so let me just give you guys a little bit of the history of how APMU got started. And it's funny, you know, because today is actually Sunday, April 30th. And I listened to my sermon today, and it was about trusting in God. And the pastor said sometimes when we get in these situations of our lives where we're just like all these ifs, or I don't knows. Well, he said, all you can do is just do the next best thing. Just do the next best thing. And that's kind of how APMU got started, how it got kind of created. Because in 2020, right, was that when I turned 26? I think it was. On my 26th birthday, I had came out with these two books. It was a two-part series, A Little Pick-Me-Up, Part 1, Let's Talk Health and Wealth, and Part 2, A Spiritual Awakening. And on my 26th birthday was when COVID was happening and we were on shutdown. So the whole world was just like chaotic, and mental health was like on the forefront in social media. Like, you know, mental health was being talked about. A lot of people were struggling with mental health. And someone who's worked in mental health, I really do feel like an advocate a bit, because I've worked in psychiatric hospitals. I've worked in residential facilities. I have seen firsthand mental health and what it does to people's mental health. Like I've literally seen trauma and what it does to people's mental health. So I just felt encouraged to kind of write these books, take some of my own journaling and some research, and just compile it together and come out with these two books. And at the time, I was going through my own spiritual awakening. I wasn't woke, but I was being awakened. And that kind of also translates to how I am where I am now. But yeah, so APMU started with these two books, A Little Pick-Me-Up series, Let's Talk Health and Wealth, and A Spiritual Awakening. So this was the next best thing for me to do, because at the time I was jobless. I was jobless. I had got a job, but I couldn't start the job because COVID happened, and I had just moved to a whole different state, and I was just like, what the and this was the next best thing for me to do. God led me to do this, so I listened and I did it, and that was the next best thing for me to do. And then after that, I did the next best thing I could do, and I just still felt encouraged, and I felt this urge in my heart and my soul to be an APMU to others through movement. Like, you know, I think about mental health and coping mechanisms and stuff like that. And for me, moving my body and physical activity, lifting weights, running, that's always been my therapy. That's always been my getaway. I was an athlete my whole life. I played basketball, and once that kind of went away, I didn't have it anymore. So I had to find something else to just kind of like go release my stress, you know, and fitness was that. So the next best thing for me to do was to start APMU. And I had started APMU. It was my movement. It stands for A Pick Me Up, with the mission and the core values being to aspire, I don't know if you can see, to aspire, to persevere, to stay motivated, or to motivate and to uplift. So this was the next best thing for me to do, to be an APMU to others through movement, and I did that. So I did that for some time, you know, on social media. I was putting out content of just helping people move their bodies, and it was great. I was getting good feedback, and it felt good that I was encouraging other people to get out there and move their bodies. It felt great. But then life happens, okay? Life happens. And the next best thing for me to do was I needed to take a break. I needed to take a break, and I needed to just kind of step back and realize, like, Natalia, you're trying to encourage people, but you can't even encourage yourself when things get rough. And God had to show me that, and He's really shown me that in these past 8 months, this 8-month journey that I will be dropping, you know, after you'll see this video first, and then I'm going to drop my 8-month video, my 8-month journey, my 8-month growing journey. But yeah, so I take a step back, and God really showed me how much of an unfit person I was for myself. And I never really understood all the components that go into being a healthy well-being, like being a full healthy well-being. I always looked at it as, well, I take care of my physical health, so I'm a healthy well-being. And it wasn't that. A healthy well-being is being able to take care of your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your intellectual health, your environmental health, and your social health. And I was just completely unaware of that, honestly. Like, I really just was, it's either like I was oblivious or I didn't want to take accountability for it, but God made me take accountability for it, and He allowed me to just take a step back and really work on me, and really just allow me to be an APMU to myself before I could go out there and be an APMU to others. And the only thing I could really do and fall back on was fitness, as I was kind of like realizing these things about myself and having to accept these things about myself, the pride that comes in, all the shame, all these emotions that were coming in. All I really could do was still fall on fitness as I continued to work on myself. So that's kind of where APMU fitness then came about, because I was like, you know what? I know that APMU is something that God wants me to be, to be and do. So I was like, I started APMU fitness. I didn't know what was going to lead to it when I started APMU fitness. I got all these hats made. APMU fitness. Like, this was the next best thing for me to do, was to make these hats. And they were APMU fitness. And record a growing journey. I wanted to just, like, I had gotten so small because I lost so much weight, because God was just really showing me who I was, and it was hard to accept. You go into depression, you're shameful, you're embarrassed, you're a lot of emotions, and that you have to accept, and it's hard to accept. And I lost a lot of weight. So the next best thing for me to do was to then go on this 8-month journey that I got led to do. And I don't know, digital diarying and being on the camera has just been something that really I've enjoyed doing. I have so many videos of myself. It's just like, instead of journaling, writing, I just started to digital journal. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna record this whole 8-month journey, and that was literally the next best thing for me to do. So then, as I was just going through the journey, still learning about myself. I still had a lot to learn about myself. I was going through it. I almost gave up, and almost just gave up on it. So I was like, this is pointless. Like, almost losing faith, because you just get in those moments of like, God, like, you're not doing anything for me. Like, what is this? What is the purpose of this? What am I doing? And it wasn't until like March where I finally decided to, like, be in the Word of God. Like, yes, I had my faith, I believed God, I always trusted in Him, but I never really took the time to be in His Word. What God showed me was that, yes, we can all have an understanding of, like, trust the process, or it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, or it's a slow but steadfast process. Yes, we can have all these understandings of it, right? But it's when we really put it to practice and principle is when we're really doing something, really. So this is me putting things into practice and principle. So that's why I'm here. I'm doing the next best thing for me. And the next best thing for me to do is to start this YouTube channel and just get people out there moving their body, and just to continue to challenge people with the movement, and just trusting in God and having faith through it all, that you're just gonna keep doing the next best thing for your life and just see where God leads you to. And I mean, obviously there's a lot other things that go into it. Like I said, there's 6 components of a healthy well-being: physical, mental, emotional, intellectual, environmental, social. But you know, if you can start somewhere, you know, if you can start with your physical health, it then can translate to your mental, which then might translate to your emotional, which then, you know, so on and so forth. So that's all I can do, is hopefully improve some aspect of someone's life, then it translates to another aspect, and we just keep doing the next best thing for us. And I just feel really, really good. You know, I really had to uplift myself first and make my well-being fit first before I could go out there and be an APMU to others. So this is me being an APMU fit person to others, to just help other people continue to evolve and grow in their life. And that's what this 8-month journey is about too. Like, it turned out to just be something so more worthy and valuable to me, that I hope that it can be something valuable to others. You know, if you're someone that struggles with what to eat, I give you advice in that. If you're someone that's trying to put on weight, healthier weight, leaner weight, I explain how to do that. If you're someone that needs a mindset reset, there's a month on that. If you're someone that needs to see what consistency, discipline, and accountability can do for your life, it's in this journey. So I'm just really grateful for this 8-month journey, this growing journey that I got led to do. It has brought me out of bondage, so much bondage in my life that I wasn't even aware of, or that I didn't want to take accountability for, or I didn't want to face. But God did that for me. So yeah, and now I'm here to just be an active auntie. And active auntie came about because, well, you gotta watch the journey to see how active auntie came about. Just know I'm a very active auntie, and I also can't wait to just show that part too. But yeah, that's really it, the background of it. And then I got, you know, who knows, this is going to evolve, I'm sure, to something. But yeah, that's APMU Fit. So I ask you guys out there, are you APMU fit? Are you fit enough to uplift yourself first before you go and try to uplift others? That's the question. That's the challenge. Are you APMU fit? But yeah, y'all, stay tuned. I'm excited to just share and be creative and have fun with this, and explain to you guys where I'm sitting at right now, and how this came about. Like, I'm always just doing the next best thing. I'm just always trying to trust in God and do whatever I feel like He's putting in my spirit to do, and trust in Him, and just see where it takes me, which is going to take me to the next best thing. I'm so grateful for the word today. It's always something. God, well, the Spirit, they always just touch you when you need to be touched. So yeah, but yeah, y'all, I'm signing out. I gotta go. I got a lot of work to do, actually, to keep doing the next best thing for myself. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be dropping it real soon, okay? But yeah, bye. Get over here.